Let's start in a comfortable seated position and taking a few long, smooth breaths and noticing how your body's feeling today. So welcome everyone. I'm Jacqueline Morasco of Spirited Practice, and today, let's see, 2 blocks, a strap, a couple of tennis balls, and a blanket. And we're going to start by stretching out our legs, and it's okay if you're sitting up on something. And what I want you to do is just start to point and flex your feet. And you can do them simultaneously, or you can do, alternate feet, but just point and flex. Notice how those feet are feeling. Then we're going to walk the feet about hip distance apart. And again, point and flex those feet. And then we're going to open and close the leg, like turn your feet out and turn them in. And we're trying not to just move the feet, like we want to move the whole leg. It's like your whole entire leg and your feet are moving in and out. And you're just kind of noticing sensations as you do that. And then we're going to keep the right leg straight and bring in your left foot to that inner thigh. And flex this right foot, take your hands onto your thigh. We're going to inhale up and exhale, slide down that leg. And inhale up. So you're just we're warming up still, kind of waking everything up, noticing how the body's feeling. And next time you come up, we're going to grab onto that foot and bent leg and just move side to side. And if it's awkward sitting up on something, it's okay to, take that blanket or bolster out from under your butt. And we're going to straighten this leg. Why are you laughing?
I'm really feeling the sensation in the
as long as it's not hurt, right?
Yes.
So we're going to take that leg down and bring in your right foot. And again, take the hands onto the thigh. Inhale, body up. Exhale, slide down. And I think this gives us not just like in the hips, but like what's happening in your back body, how your breath is moving. And again, next time you come up, we're going to reach for that bent knee and foot and take it side to side. So hopefully we're starting off gently enough that you're able to kind of connect with those sensations, make sure there's no pain. Now when we release that leg, let's bring in your feet and your knees together and a comfortable distance so that you can move and the hands at the side. And make sure, so sometimes when we do this, we start to fall back, so keep your spine nice and tall. We're going to inhale, arms up, open the feet, open the knees, out to the sides, bring the feet together, exhale, and come back together. Inhale, extend, exhale, come back together. And you're just kind of like, there's no rush, you're noticing how your breath moves, how the energy is flowing in your body. Inhale up, exhale, come back in. One more time. Great. And then we're going to take those legs and come into a wide angle. And not so wide that you couldn't open your legs a little bit more. And then taking the hands onto your legs. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. And we'll alternate sides. And always, like if it sounds inviting, you're going to take that outside arm over towards that leg and foot. So you're still sliding down with one hand, and you're still moving with the breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time on each side. Nice gentle way to wake up the body. Now, we're gonna inhale, right arm up, and exhale, come towards your left foot. Inhale up, and exhale down second side. So this just adds a little bit of twist, and of course, only twisting in a way that serves your body and your breath. We're gonna do each side one more time. Now when we come up, this is where we're gonna find those tennis balls. And we're gonna bend your knees. So now, a lot of times we do this and our feet are closer together, but we have our feet a little bit wider apart. We're gonna, so your butt's on the ground, and you're gonna press the tennis ball in. And then you're gonna straighten those legs out a little bit, right? And you're gonna make sure that it doesn't hurt, right? So you might use your hands to lift your body up. And then we're gonna pedal through the feet. So you're bending one knee and taking the opposite foot towards the ground. So this feels much differently than we have when we have the legs straight and the tennis balls just in front of your sits bones. I can see some faces. All right, now we're going to bend your knees and bring your feet in. So a lot of times when we have the tennis balls in front, we don't bring the legs like this, so make sure that it feels okay. And so you're gonna find a seat, bring your hands towards your ankles, inhale, body up, exhale, body forward. So you're inhaling up, exhaling, come forward, moving with your breath. You're only doing what feels good in your body. Do this one more time, and when you come forward, we're going to stay forward. So I'm kind of pulling on my feet as I bring my heart towards the floor, and breathing and softening to the best of your ability. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll come up. We'll take out the tennis balls. Just because you all talked about glutes, we're going to take one tennis ball and you're going to, so again, you're not going under the bone, right? You're looking for the center of your glute, and then you're going to come down onto that side. You can have your elbow on a block or on the floor. And so here, like for a lot of us, we hold a lot of tension in our pelvis, right? And so seeing if you can soften with your breath, and you're controlling how much weight goes into that tennis ball using your feet, your legs, and your arm. Remember that we're not going for like, how much pain can we create? That's not what we're trying to do. And you can move around, you can stay in the same spot, but we're hoping to soften a little bit instead of like when it hurts, everything contracts. One more breath, maybe two, and then we're going to switch to the second side. So again, looking for the center of the glute, not directly under the bone, finding your place. Continuing to breathe and thinking about softening. Now, again, of course, this side I want to stay a little bit longer, but when you start to feel done, we're going to come up, and the last place I want to do with the tennis balls here is to sit up and place the tennis balls behind your pelvis, lean back into them, and the knees are bent, you're supporting yourself with your hands, and you decide how much pressure goes into those tennis balls, and then carefully moving your knees side to side. Still breathing. And again, you might want to like shift the tennis balls a little bit, or you might want to keep them in the same spot. When you start to feel done with that, we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. And so if you like to have a blanket underneath your knees, go ahead and set that up. And then knees are about hip width apart, hands about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. And just for a moment, I want you to connect with your breath and see if you can feel when your abdominal muscles engage as you exhale, right? So we're not moving the body, you're moving the breath, and seeing if you can feel when you engage your abdominal muscles, because it happens naturally. We're just trying to connect with that. And then you can have your toes turned under, you can be on the tops of your feet. We're going to inhale, body up, exhale down towards child pose. Moving slowly with your breath. And some of you might want to even alternate between how you have your feet so that you stretch your feet in different ways, but you're doing what feels good. Now, next time we come up, I want you to find your balance with your hands and your right knee, and we're going to lift the left leg up, right? And so the leg is straight, parallel with the floor. You're pressing with that flexed foot. And then we're going to bend the knee and press up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And as you complete, you're going to bring that knee down to the ground. Find your balance again. Extend the right leg so that it's parallel with the floor and flex, and you're breathing and you're noticing what it takes in your body to help hold that leg up. And then we'll bend the knee and press up towards the sky. Still breathing. And carefully we'll place that knee down on the ground, and then let's take the hands slightly in front of the shoulders, the knees slightly behind the hips. And we're going to come back towards, like we're going into child's pose, and then lift your knees off the ground so you're kind of hovering. Right, so lengthen your spine and your arms are in one line, and we're going to bend and straighten the legs. So take your hips back a little bit. All right, now next time those knees bend, we're going to carefully place them on the ground. And then walk your hands in so that they're just right in front of your shoulders. And we're going to take the right arm up. Breathe and focus. And then you're going to extend the left leg, so opposite arm and leg. And we're going to bend that back knee, and you're going to reach back with the hand. It doesn't matter if your hand comes to the foot. You're going to reach back, search for it. It might be that your hand is reaching, but they're not touching. And then carefully release that foot down to the ground. Extend your left arm and right leg. And again, find your balance. And then possibly bend that knee and reach for it, your foot or your ankle. Press the foot up towards the sky. Keep breathing. And then we're going to relax the hand and the knee to the ground. This time, let's come down onto our forearms. So your elbows are still as wide as your shoulders, and you're using your hands and your forearms to support you. We're going to turn the toes under. And again, lift those knees up off the ground so that you're just hovering. Hover. And then we're going to bend and straighten the legs. Keep breathing. Now, next time your legs are straight, let's pedal through the feet. So you'll bend one knee and take the opposite heel towards the ground. Who said they wanted an overall body stretch? Now carefully, let's bring those knees down to the ground. Come up onto your hands, and you might want blocks at the front of your mat for this or not. We're going to step forward with the left foot so that your knee is over your ankle, right? And your back knee is behind your hip. So you feel that opening in the front of the hip flexor. And keep breathing. Now, we're going to straighten this front leg, but don't drop your hip onto your heels, and you're going to come up onto your heel of the left foot. You're going to point and flex that leg, foot. Point and flex your leg too. Okay. Now, next time that your foot is flexed, your toes are pointing up, we're going to inhale, body up, exhale, come towards that straight leg. Inhale, and it might be a tiny movement. Moving with your breath. Some tight hamstrings in here, maybe. And maybe some other things. Okay, so next time that you come up, we're going to bend that knee, bring that foot in. And then step your right foot forward. And again, get yourself set up so the knee is over the ankle. Your back knee is behind your hip. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths and just kind of notice what's happening in your body. And then whenever you feel ready, we're going to straighten that front leg and point and flex the foot. And always, we're just looking for information, moving in a way that works for us, and making sure we can still breathe. Next time your foot is flexed, we're going to inhale, body up, exhale, come over your leg. Not forcing anything, just saying. Now, next time you come up, let's bend that right leg, take the foot onto the floor. We're going to step your back foot forward. So here we are now in our forward bend, taking your hands onto your legs. Let's inhale, body halfway up, and exhale a little bit more deeply into our forward bend. And on one of these inhales, let's come all the way up. And I want you to find a tennis ball. And we're going to roll one foot on that tennis ball. So how's it for you? You feel a little bit warmed up? I'd say no pain, but I can tell that your face is. Eventually, we're going to switch to the second foot. Now, when you start to feel done, we're going to put those tennis balls in a safe place. And then come towards the front of your mat with your feet about hip width apart, feeling your feet on the ground. And inhale, I want you to keep your feet flat on the ground. We're going to inhale the arms up to a place that feels good. So it might be that as you start, you're just bringing your arms up a little bit. Or it might be that you come all the way up in line with your ears, right? Finding that place that works for you. And then whenever it feels right, you're going to start to lift the heels as you inhale. So you're lifting the arms and the heels. Inhale, exhale. Back to Tadasana. One more time. And then feeling your feet on the ground, we're going to switch this up a little bit. And so it's going to be a balance part of the practice. So if you want to make your way to a wall or a chair or something, you can do that. So what we're going to do is you're going to lift your arms and your knee on the inhale and alternate sides. And your arms can come up as high as they want to, but again, you're moving with your breath. And you know, for some of you, having the arms out to the sides might work or feel better. It's almost like we're going up some big steps, right? So each side, one more time. And you're gonna pause for a moment. Make sure you're still connected with your breath. That was really nice balance. And we're gonna roll through the shoulders. So inhale, shoulders up, exhale, let them slide down the back body. All right, now you're gonna find a strap. If you're at home, you can use a long sleeve shirt, a sock, a belt, a scarf, or a strap if you have one. And we're going to bring that strap to shoulder height, and you're gonna add a little bit of tension on the strap. And so as you do that, I want you to feel what happens in your shoulders, right? So we're gonna open up the chest a little bit, not too much. You're gonna pull on the shoulder, pull on the shoulders, pull on the strap, and you're gonna take your weight into the left foot. And we're gonna bring the right leg out to the side, bring it in and forward. And yes, you can have bent knees or a straight leg. You're doing what works for your body. After the next time you come forward, when that foot comes down, we're going to relax the arms, roll through the shoulders. I felt like some of you might have been holding your breath there, so make sure you keep breathing. It's not like how fast you do it. We're going to take that strap up again, in line with the shoulders, a gentle tug. Find your weight in your right foot, left leg comes out to the side, in and forward. Still breathing. We're going to do one more time, so the next time your leg comes forward, you're going to bring it down to the ground. Relax the strap and the arms, roll through the shoulders one more time. Then we're going to bring that strap to our low back, about shoulder distance apart, keeping your body upright. We're going to inhale, take the arms away from the back body. Inhale up, exhale down. Now, we usually do this with the strap in front, so I want you to be really aware as you're starting to do this movement. So your feet are about hip width apart. You're going to inhale, lift the arms and come into a chair position. Inhale up, exhale down. Make sure that you're working with your core, bending at the hips. One more time. And next time you come up, we're going to bring that strap in front. And now, inhale, we're going to take those arms up to whatever place works for you, and exhale into a little chair. Inhale, exhale. And you're pulling on that strap, and by having our arms extended, it's going to not allow us to go as deeply as we normally would. So making sure that everything feels good as we're moving. And after your next exhale, let's come back to our center. Connect with your breath. We're going to take the strap in the right hand and bring it behind you and start to walk your left hand up. And I know some of you can connect your hands together, but I like making sure we have lots of space. And you're towards the front of your mat. And so since you have your right elbow up, you're going to step back with that left foot. And so maybe about a meter apart, and you're going to pull your feet isometrically towards one another, because we're trying to keep that pelvis in alignment, even though our stance is asymmetrical. And if it feels like you're gonna fall, please release the strap and use your hands. Inhale, body up. Exhale, you're gonna start to come forward, not rounding through the back, not dropping the head, but keeping your body in alignment, keeping your elbow in line with your ear. One more time. And then when you come up, we're going to release the strap. You can hold on to it. We're going to take the hands onto that front leg. Inhale, body up. Exhale, slide down to a comfortable place. You might have your hands on blocks. And then very carefully, I want you to bend that front knee and straighten it. So it's going to be a smaller movement because of the stance that we're in. You're just bending and straightening that front knee. And then you're going to find your weight in that right foot. Maybe walk your hands forward a little bit. We're going to lift up the left leg and take it up towards the sky. So it's like a standing split. Your body and head come toward your standing leg. Keep breathing. And we're going to bring that foot to the floor. Take your hands onto your legs. Inhale, come on up. When you get up to the top, let's roll through those shoulders. Everybody's doing okay. We're going to take the straps into the left hand. And again, start to walk your right hand towards the left. And we don't want, because this is a bound pose, we don't want there to be like a lot of tension, definitely no pain. So again, you're towards the front of your mat, feet about hip width apart, draw a straight line back with your right foot. Again, keeping that alignment of head, arm, body, inhale up. Exhale, come forward isometrically. You're pulling the feet towards one another. Moving with your breath. One more time. And when you come up, we're going to release the hands from the strap, but still hold on to it. And as you exhale, slide down towards the ground or onto a block. And we're going to bend and straighten that front leg. Now we're going to start to shift our weight forward. Walk your hands a little bit forward. We're going to lift that back leg up and start to take it up towards the sky. Walking your body and your head towards your standing leg, still breathing. And when you start to feel complete, we're going to take that leg in line with the other foot. And so now we're in a forward bend. You're going to grab onto your strap, and we're going to take it to the low back. Hands about shoulder distance apart. It's okay to have a little bend in your knees. And we're going to stretch those arms away from the low back, softening your body towards your legs, still breathing. On an exhale, let's bring the hands back to the low back, press down with your feet. Inhale, come up. We're going to make sure we're not too dizzy. How y'all doing? All right, so we can let go of the strap now. And again, this is one where you might want to use a wall, or you might do it in the center of the room. You're going to take that right ankle and cross it over the top of the left knee, hands at your heart center. And like I said, you could have your hands on the wall and cross over and do it this way so that as you're coming down towards the ground, you're holding on to something. Or you can be in the center of the room, coming down. And you're breathing, you're looking for balance, so find a non-moving spot on the floor in front of you to focus on. Keep breathing. let's relax the foot to the ground. Connect with your breath. We're gonna take the second leg, so find your weight in your right foot, cross that left ankle over, and very carefully start to sit down like you're putting your butt into a chair. Keep breathing, no forcing. Lots of ways, you could even do this sitting on the floor or in a chair if standing doesn't work for you. Again, on an inhale, we're gonna come up, release the arms and the foot, and take your feet maybe as wide as your mat. You're gonna have the hands on the legs, inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. Now, next time you finish your second side, we're gonna bend both knees, bring your hands towards your heart center, and I want you to just come down like you're sitting into a chair, right? Come to a comfortable place. And then on an exhale, we're gonna release the hands and come into a forward bend, and our feet are still a little bit wide. And keeping your elbows straight, we're gonna inhale, straight legs, exhale, bend the knees. So your upper body is not really moving, right? You're keeping your arms straight, just bending through the legs, taking your butt towards the ground. One more time. And then once you're here with your knees bent, we're going to come all the way down to the ground into a squat. And so you might use a blanket under your heels or have a block under your butt. And your hands might be at your forehead or your heart center. The back is rounded. Long, smooth breaths. And then let's come all the way down to the ground. And you might have a blanket placed under your sit bones if that helps you to sit up a little bit taller. You have to have your shoulders over your hips. And again, we're going to be in a wide angle. And this time we're going to take our hands onto the floor. Inhale, body up. Exhale, you're going to walk your fingertips forward. You're coming forward with your heart, not your head. So it's not this, right? Dropping the head. You're keeping your head in line with your body as you walk your body forward. Inhale up, exhale, walk forward. So it's not like a swingy motion, right? You're moving with your body. And you could have a little bend in your knees if that helps. One more time. All right, now we're going to inhale the left arm up, and as you exhale, you're going to bring that elbow down in front of your knee. Maybe. And then relax that hand, same side hand, onto your leg, your ankle, wherever it comes to. Now you're going to bring your right hand up in line with your shoulder, and like you're like creepy crawly, like you're going to move slowly, reaching that arm overhead. And then you're still breathing. On an inhale, let's come all the way up. And then we're going to stretch that right arm up. Inhale here, exhale, bring the elbow down in front of the knee. And then relax your hand someplace onto your leg. Take that left arm up in line with your shoulders, and then tiny, teeny movements as you start to, it's almost like slow motion, right? And you're reaching that arm overhead. Again, on an inhale, you're going to come all the way up, and then we're going to bring our hands behind us. So I want you to feel your heels on the floor, and your fingertips can point towards your back, or they can be turned to the sides or point away. I like them towards my back body. You're gonna connect the heels on the floor. On the inhale, we're gonna try to get our butt up off the ground. I'm telling you so you can kind of prepare, right? All right, so when you're ready, you're gonna inhale, lift up, press your hips up towards the sky, exhale down. Now, if that because a lot of times we do this with our legs closer together, but I want you to try it this way. If it doesn't work, you can bring your legs close together. You can also bend your knees if that feels safer or more comfortable. Right? Now, next time you come down, we're going to bring the legs together about hip width apart. And let's walk your feet in so your knees are bent. We're going to carefully come down onto the elbows. And then let's lift up the right leg. And we're going to bring that leg towards your body and down to the ground. So inhale when the leg is away from the body. Exhale as you bring that leg into your body. One more time. And then we're going to bend the knee, take that foot to the floor, and straighten out your other leg. So again, inhale as the leg comes away. Exhale as it comes into your body. We're all on the second leg, correct? I just want to make sure everybody switched. Just kind of talking and moving. One more time. And again, once that leg is up, we're going to bend that knee. We're going to come all the way down onto our back body. And here we have our femurs perpendicular to the ground, lower legs parallel to the floor. Let's take the hands onto the thighs. And you're going to press the hands into the thighs and the thighs into the hands. And you're going to keep breathing. Okay? Long, smooth breaths. And I know it's a lot of work, and I want you to feel what it feels like to engage your core. And whenever we press in like that, it automatically engages. So we're trying to connect with that feeling. Now we're going to release that, bring the knees into the chest. And you might take your knees in a circular motion or just hold on to them, whatever feels best, relaxing that low back to the ground. Now, carefully, one at a time, you're going to stop moving the knees and then place the feet on the floor. And for this next part, you can use a block or a folded blanket. We're going to lift up the pelvis and place the block underneath the pelvis. And you want to make sure you're off of your lumbar spine, right? You're just under the pelvis. And then find a comfortable place for your shoulders, the back of the head, gently resting into the floor. And we're going to lift our legs up towards the sky one at a time. So this is a nice modification for shoulder stand. And here, the inhale, we're going to inhale, legs perpendicular to the ground. Exhale, take those legs towards your body. So you're moving both legs at the same time at first. And then we're going to take one leg towards the body, one leg towards the floor, like you're doing splits. Bring the legs back together and then do the second side. And it doesn't matter how deeply you move, right? You're moving in that way that works for your body. One more time on each side. And when the legs come back together, now we're going to come out into a wide angle and come back together. One more time. Now from here, and you want to make sure that there's no discomfort in the low back because you can do everything that we're doing with your back flat on the ground. We're going to hold on to the right knee Flex the left foot and slowly lower it towards the floor, but you're gonna let the heel hover over the ground. So your left leg is reaching towards the floor, but your heel is hovering over the ground. You're not dropping it to the floor. And then we're gonna take our left hand and reach for our flexed right foot and bring that lower leg across the body. So it's like a pigeon prep pose on our back. And you're still pressing with the left foot away from the body, extending that leg, hovering over the ground. Then we're gonna bend the left knee and bring that thigh to our ankle, our right ankle. Right, so this is the same exact position we did standing up. And so you're noticing how that feels in your body. And then very carefully, we're going to release that. And we're going to hold on to the left knee, extend the right leg up and flex that foot and slowly lower it towards the ground, letting the heel hover over the ground. And imagine that you're standing on that right leg, right? Like you're putting your weight into that leg and that foot. And then when you're ready, we're gonna reach for the flexed left foot with the right hand and pull that lower leg across the body. Always making sure it works for all of your body parts and that you can still breathe easily. And then in your own time, when you're ready, you're gonna bend that right knee and take your right thigh to the left ankle. And again, you have this isometric thing going on, thigh into ankle, ankle into thigh, and you're with your muscles pressing that left knee away from your body. And whenever you feel complete with this, you're gonna uncross your legs, take your feet down to the ground one at a time. And we're gonna lift up the pelvis and take out your block or your blanket. And I just want you to, for a moment, feel your low back on the ground, connect with your breath. And we're going to do a series of poses put together, right, a vinyasa. And so inhale, you're gonna press your arms into the ground, press your feet into the ground, lift your hips and your chest up. Exhale, take the hips down to the ground and bring your knees in towards your body. Inhale, arms overhead, feet up towards the sky. Exhale, knees into the chest, hold on to those knees. Inhale, hands and feet on the ground and lift up your chest and your hips. Exhale, hips down, knees into your chest. Inhale, arms overhead, legs up towards the sky. Exhale, knees into the chest. Inhale, feet and hands on the floor as you press up with your hips and your shoulders, your chest. Shoulders are into the ground. Exhale, hips down, knees into your chest. Inhale, legs up, arms overhead. Exhale, knees into the chest. And then carefully, we're going to take one foot to the ground at a time. And this is a great time to check in with your low back and your body. And what I wanted to do today, and you can decide how you want to do this. I want to elevate the legs for a little bit. So I just happen to have, this bookcase here, and I can turn my body around and take my legs up onto the wall. You can move towards a wall. You can, if you're at home, use a chair. But what I want you to do is, and you could also, yes, you could do it in the center of the room, just lifting your legs up. I want you to lift your legs up in some way. You could also put a bolster, I don't have a bolster here, but you could put a bolster under your legs the long way, just so that your legs, and I'm using two blocks here, just so that your legs are slightly lifted. Right? And then your hands can be on your body or on the floor. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and connect with your breath. So while you're here, relaxing your body, your mind, asking yourself, if there's anything else that you need before you make your way into Shavasana. And some of you may want to stay with your legs elevated for Shavasana, or you might want to choose a different position. So we're gonna do whatever else your body needs and then make your way into Shavasana. Making sure that you're warm and comfortable. So starting to bring your awareness back to breath, body, and asking yourself what would be a really lovely way to reawaken and start to move. This is always a great time, just coming out of Shavasana, to notice how you're feeling and think about how you might bring this aspect of you out into the world. Because a lot of times we're in this really soft, calm, stable place after practice, and it's like, how do we keep that as we go throughout our day? So when you're ready to move, you might start to make your way into a seated position. We're going to do a little twist, so I just want you to bring your left hand behind you, your right hand onto your thigh or your knee, keeping your spine nice and long, nice gentle twist, making sure you can still breathe fully. Inhale, lengthening the spine, exhale, coming back to the center and taking your second side. And nice, long, smooth inhale, exhaling back to the center. And then one more time, we started here. We're going to take the legs into a wide angle and point and flex your feet. And then when the toes are pointing up, you're going to roll through the legs. You're noticing what happens in your, like, can you feel it in your hips as you're rolling your legs, or is it just in your feet and your ankles? And then we're going to bend the knees and bring those feet together, but you have a nice big diamond here, so your feet aren't right next to your groin. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down over your legs, making sure you can still breathe fully. And when an inhale comes sliding on up, and then bringing yourself into that comfortable seated position. So noticing, your body temperature, how your energy is feeling in your body. And then I wanted to work a little bit on the head. So I'm gonna, I don't know the best way to show this, but we're gonna bring our hands onto the forehead, and you're gonna isometrically push head into hands, hands into head. And you're noticing what you feel in the upper back body and the neck, and then you're going to release and shake out your arms and your head and your shoulders. And for the next few breaths, we're going to inhale with our hands in front of us, palms open, and exhale, take your hands over your eyes, and you're going to cup your hands so the heel of your hands goes on to the cheekbones, but there's no pressure on your eyes. So inhale away, keep your eyes closed the whole time. Exhale, hands come over the eyes. You might even,
as we exhale, we're going to keep the hands over the eyes for just a moment. There's no pressure on your eyes. And for me, it feels very soothing, the warmth of my hands and the darkness around my eyes. This is a nice thing to do if you're at the computer often. And when you feel complete, you're going to release those hands, but keep your eyes closed for just a moment as you get used to the light in the room. And then let's inhale those arms up towards the sky. We'll exhale the sound U to the heart. Inhaling the arms out, palms open. Exhale, ah to the heart. And inhale, scooping up, around, and up from the earth, home to the heart. So thank you all for being here, and I thank all of my teachers, past and present, and I acknowledge the stolen lands that I've been and worked on. Namaste.